Namaste everyone, and welcome to today's Yoga for Beginner session. This class is going to focus on alleviating pain in your back and your neck. Now, especially if you're a complete beginner, this class is going to focus on helping you to understand the asanas, the breath cues, and also understanding the connection between your mind and body. So feel free to experiment with these asanas, do as much as you can, only up to your capacity, and take breaks if you need to. With that, let's get started with our centering session. You're going to sit up tall in any comfortable sitting position. Roll your shoulders up and back. Bring your hands into Gyan Mudra or Chinna Mudra at your knees. And slowly and gently close your eyes. And now bring all your attention completely onto your breath. As you inhale deeply and release and exhale. And with that, let's move towards our Om chanting. We're going to bring our hands together in a Namaste at the chest. We're going to chant 3 Omkaras, and if you haven't done that before, very simple, just follow our lead and chant as much as you can. Take a deep inhalation inwards now. Inhale. Inhale once again. And inhale one more time. And gently rub your palms together, creating some heat or friction. And then place the palms on your eyelids, cupping them, providing them with some warmth. Release and bring it in front of your chest. Open your eyes to look at the palms. And then gently and slowly come back with a great smile on your face. So that was our centering practice for today. We're now going to move into our warm-ups and our asana section. So for this, you're going to come into the standing position on your mat. And now I'd like to invite my fellow teacher, Gaurav Chauhan, who's going to be demonstrating for us today. So now we have Gaurav with us. Alright, so we're going to start with very simple neck rotations, just to get used to today's practice. You're going to keep your hands on your hips, stand upright, and roll the shoulders back. Once you've done that, slowly and gently inhale at the center, and as you exhale, start to rotate your neck clockwise, moving it all the way down and up. Inhale, exhale, and release down to the top, release and back. 2 more rounds all the way down and to the top. Last round, rotate and back. Let's do the same thing in the other direction now. As you take your head anti-clockwise, rotate fully and back. Once again, rotate and back. 3rd round, exhale and down. 2 more rounds going all the way down. And the last round, rotating the neck completely and back to the center. Alright, now we're going to start the next warm-up, which is known as Tiryak Tadasana. So you're going to watch how Gaurav does this first, and then we'll do it together. So you're going to interlock your fingers, stretch the arms up, get a good stretch here as you inhale. With the exhalation, you're going to move sidewards to the right side and then come back to the center and exhale to move to the other side and back to the center. That makes one complete round. We're going to do 5 such rounds, and in the last round, we'll hold for 5 breaths each. So let's practice that together. Interlock your fingers, stretch all the way to the top, elongate your spine further, inhale, and now exhale, move to the right, inhale back to the center, exhale, move to the left, inhale back to the center, exhale, move to the right, inhale back to the center, exhale, move to the left, inhale and back to the center. Round 3, exhale to the right, inhale to the center, exhale to the left, inhale to the center. 4th, exhale to the right, inhale to the center, exhale to the left, inhale to the center. 5th and last round, exhale to the right, hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale to the center, exhale to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now release back to the center, arms down and relax. Alright, so those were our warm-ups. We're now going to move towards the Surya Namaskar practice. So for this, you're going to come all the way to the top of your mat. Now, if you've never done Surya Namaskar before, please don't worry. We're going to guide you through all the movements, alignments, and breath cues. So just pay attention, especially in the first round, and you should be all good to go. So you're going to come into Samasthiti at the top of the mat. If you're an absolute beginner, you can keep some distance between the legs. This will ease out the performance of the postures for you. Otherwise, legs together. Hands by the side of the body, rolling the shoulders back. Chest open, kneecaps pulled up, and tailbone tucked in. Now we'll exhale and bring the palms into a namaste at the chest, namaskara. Now inhale, take the arms up and arch back, hasta uttana. Here we keep the knees softly bent initially, especially if you're a beginner, knees softly bent. Now we'll exhale and fold forward, palms to the mat, again knees softly bent, trying to bring your abdomen onto the thighs and stay. Now inhale, fingertips on the mat. We're going to take our right leg back and drop the knee down on the mat. As you can see, the left knee and ankle is in one straight line, while your back foot is flat on the mat. You're going to look up and inhale. Then retain the breath. Place the palms on the mat and take the front leg to the back. So this is your high plank now, where your shoulders and hips are in one line and your shoulders and wrists are also in one line. From here, we're going to place our knees, chest and chin on the mat. This is known as Ashtanga Namaskar. If this is challenging for you, you can flatten your body out first, completely flat on the mat, and then raise your buttocks up with your hips going up and knees on the mat. So this is also okay if you're not able to directly go into this. Now, as you inhale, you will slide forward into Bhujangasana, or the snake pose, toes flat. If this is challenging, you can also increase the distance between your legs. Now, exhale, tuck the toes in and go into Parvatasana, pushing the mat with your palms and raising the hips up. Here as well, knees softly bent initially. And now we'll inhale and take the right leg forward between the palms. Coming into Ashvasanchalan once again, back knee flat on the mat. Now take the back leg to the front and fold forward in Padhastasana. Then inhale and rise up, take the arms up, arch back, push the hip forward, Hasta Uttana, and then exhale, Namaskara at the chest. Great, so this was one half of the Surya Namaskar. We're going to show you the other half now on the left side. So let's see how to practice this. We're going to come into Samasthiti once again. Now exhale, palms to the chest, Namaskara. Inhale, raise the arms up and arch back. Now exhale and fold from the hips as you place your palms on the mat, knees softly bent. Now fingertips on the mat, take your left leg back this time, drop it flat on the mat, check the alignment of your right knee and ankle. Now retain the breath, palms on the mat, take the back leg to Dhanurasana as you hold high plank. Now exhale, knees, chest and chin on the mat. Inhale and slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes in, going into Parvatasana, hips up and pushing against the ground. Now inhale and take the left leg forward between the palms. Ashvasanchalan once again. Exhale, take the right leg to the left as you fold forward in Padhastasana. Inhale, arms up and arch back. And exhale, Namaskar at the chest. Alright, so that was our one round of Surya Namaskar. We're going to do 2 more rounds, trying to pick up the pace and also remembering the breath cues. Alright, so let's begin with round 2, top of the mat. Exhale, palms at the chest. Inhale, arms up and arch back completely. Exhale and fold forward, Padhastasana. Inhale, fingertips on the mat, right leg back, Ashvasanchalana. Retain the breath, palms on the mat, both the legs back, Dandasana. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down, Ashtanga Namaskar. Now we'll slide forward with the inhalation into Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes in into Parvatasana. And take the right leg forward with the inhalation once again. Now back leg to the front, exhale and fold forward. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale and palms to the chest. Let's do the same on the left side now. Exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale and fold forward completely, palms to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, Ashvasanchalan, look up. Now retain the breath, both the palms on the mat, Dandasana. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale and slide forward. Exhale, tuck the toes in, hips up. And inhale, left to the front, Ashvasanchalan. Exhale, right with the left, fold forward, Padhasta. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale and palms to the chest. Great work there so far. We have just 1 more round to go, so pay attention and hang in there. Now exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale, fold forward, palms to the mat. Inhale, fingertips on the mat, right leg back. Retain the breath, palms on the mat, Dandasana. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale and slide forward, Bhujangasana. Tuck the toes in, hips up, Parvatasana. Inhale, right leg to the front, Ashvasanchalan. And exhale, back leg to the front, Padhasta, fold forward. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale, palms to the chest. And now let's repeat the same on the other side. Exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale and fold forward completely. Now, inhale, take the left leg back, Ashvasanchalan. Retain the breath, plank position, Dandasana. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga. Inhale, Bhujanga, slide forward. Exhale, Parvata, hips up. Inhale and take the left leg to the front, Ashvasanchalan. Exhale, back leg to the front, fold forward. Inhale, arms up and arch back. Exhale and palms to the chest. Amazing. So we've now finished our 3 rounds of the Surya Namaskar. I think Gaurav did an absolutely fantastic job for demonstrating, and I'm sure you all did at home as well. So especially if this was your first time, amazing, amazing job. Let's just take a moment to breathe here now. Release the legs loose. Release the palms to the front. Close your eyes slowly and gently. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Allowing the breath to fill your lungs completely as you inhale and exhale. And now when you're ready, slowly and gently come all the way back. Alright, now we're going to start with our asana practice. We're going to keep this simple, show you some scale down variations as well. The first asana that we're going to do is Malasana with a lateral stretch. So let's come into the Malasana position. For this, you're going to see how Gaurav does it first and then we practice together. So he's going to sink his hips down as he sits into Malasana. You'll notice how his elbows are pushing the knees out and the spine is elongated. This is a very simple Malasana. Now we're going to do a lateral stretch here. So we're going to take the right hand and stretch it laterally over the ear to the left side. Absolutely this way, and we'll push the opposite knee outside. Then we'll come back to the center and do the same on the other side. And here as well we'll hold for 5 breaths and then come back all the way to the middle. Alright, now let's practice all together. So all of you come into Malasana, which Gaurav is already in. Come into this deep squat position, hands at the chest. Really work on pushing those shoulders out, elbows out, chest open. Now let's start with the right side. You're going to take the right hand and bring it in line with the ears, stretching laterally, and with the left hand pushing your right knee out. Hold here for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, feel that stretch along your oblique muscles. 3, 4, and 5. Now release and come back to the center, simple Malasana. Let's do the same thing on the other side now as you take your left arm in line with the ear and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now come back to the center, namaste at the chest. Brilliant. So that was our first asana, super simple, just to get you warmed up. The second one we're going to do is going to be humble warrior. This is a little more challenging, but we're going to try and take you through it. Let's come to the top of our mat for this one. Now you're going to take your right leg back and open out. So taking the right leg to the back. Now as you can see, the left foot is pointing forward, the right foot is at the back. You're going to sink the hips down as you bend the knee and go lower. Watch how Gaurav does this first and then we'll practice it all together. He's going to interlock the fingers at the back and start to take his head down. Now there is no compulsion to go all the way down. You can place the knee on the mat, the back knee. This will help you to really go further. Alright, and if you can place your forehead on the mat. Otherwise, you try and just remain wherever is possible for you. Then gently inhale and come up. Release the interlock of the fingers, hands on the hips, and straighten up in this position. Alright, now let's come back to the top of the mat. We're going to do this on both the sides, starting with taking the right leg back. All of us, right leg back. Make sure your alignment is correct. The left foot and the heel is in line with the midsection of the back foot. Hips and shoulders in one line, hands on the hips. Now bend the knee and start to sink the hips down lower, thighs parallel to the mat. Once you're comfortable here, make a grip of your hands at the back. Completely open the chest and stretch. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, start to fold forward. Feel free to drop the back knee down on the mat, flatten the toes. Let's hold here for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now gently raise the head up and release the interlock of the fingers, release the leg, and come back. Come back to the top of the mat. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg. So taking the left leg at the back now, making sure that you have the same stance and that your right foot is in the midsection of the opposite foot. Now hips and shoulders in one line, and start to bend the right knee. Again, bringing the thigh parallel to the mat. Interlock your fingers at the back. Open out the chest. Now start to exhale and fold forward as you drop the back knee down on the mat and allow yourself to go down further. Let's hold here for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Feel your chest expand and your hips open. 4 and 5. Now inhale, head up, chest up, and come back. Bring yourself up into standing position and take your leg back to the front of the mat. Now we're going to learn how to practice Ashtanga Namaskar and hold that for a few breaths. You remember that we practiced this in Surya Namaskar? Some of you may have already got the hang of this, but it's still an asana that needs to be mastered. So let's learn how to practice as Gaurav takes us through it, coming into a simple plank position first. High plank, very simple. From here, let's see how Gaurav does this. Knees on the mat, chest on the mat, and chin on the mat. Very clear that the elbows are close to the body, the feet are on, the toes are on the mat, knees on the mat, chest and chin. And then we will release this asana after holding it for 5 breaths. Alright? Now before we do this, I know some of you might find this challenging because your arms may not be able to take the weight. So this variation for this one is that you pop your hips up using the support of your knees. This is absolutely fine as well, as long as you can hold it for 5 breaths comfortably. Alright, great. Now Gaurav, let's come back into plank position. The ones that can do it in plank, go from plank. The ones who need to lie down and come up, that's also okay. Now let's exhale, knees, chest and chin on the mat. We're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Feel the arms and the legs at this point. 4 and 5. Now as you inhale, release this asana completely and flatten onto the mat. And now place your forehead on the mat and just rest here for 1 deep breath. You're all doing an absolutely amazing job. I know this must be a first time for a lot of you, but just hang in there. All of these asanas get easier with practice and time. Now we're going to go for the next asana, which is known as Dhanurasana or the bow position. So for this, let's see how Gaurav demonstrates it for us first. So he's going to bring his heels close to the buttocks. Once he's done that, he'll grip the heels and place the hands on the ankles. The idea here is to literally grab the ankles as if they were a bottle and keep the thumb on one side, the fingers on the other. When you're comfortable, you're going to raise yourself up completely in a bow pose of Dhanurasana as your chest opens and your thighs come off the mat. We'll be holding here for 5 breaths, then we'll release and flatten the legs completely onto the mat and relax. Alright, so this is going to be Dhanurasana or the bow position. Let's try and practice it. Please understand that initially your thighs may not come off the mat. That's completely okay as long as you're getting that good stretch in your lower back. So let's begin this practice. You're going to bring your heels towards the buttocks now. Take your arms and grip the ankles firmly. Inhale and raise the body up into the bow formation as your thighs, chest come off the mat. Let's hold for 5 breaths. 1, 2, as you breathe, open the chest further and stay. 4 and 5. Now gently release the legs, release the forehead onto the mat and come back. Alright, take a moment here to just breathe. And now slowly and gently, let's come into a simple child's pose. So Gaurav's going to push himself off the mat. See what a child's pose looks like. Your buttocks come onto your heels, arms are extended forward, and your forehead is gently resting on the mat. This is child's pose. It helps to counterbalance the effect of back bends and asanas that act on your lower back. Staying here for one deep breath. Now, you're going to place the fingertips on the mat, inhale and gently start to come back up as you raise yourself off the mat and straighten out. Now, we're going to do the next asana, which is known as Paschimottanasana, or the complete forward fold. Let's bring our legs in front as we extend them forward. Alright, now Gaurav is going to demonstrate this for you first and then we practice it together. As you sit up tall, you'll be taking your hands in line with the ears, stretching up top. As you exhale, you'll be folding forward, bringing the abdomen to the thigh and gripping your big toe with a 3-finger grip. Only if you're comfortable here, you will try and bring your forehead closer and closer to your knees. One key point here is that your knees will be softly bent throughout and your elbows will be bent as well. This will help you to fold forward and do this asana correctly. Then we'll inhale and come all the way back up, hands in line with the ears, release the hands and come back. So this is our Paschimottanasana, or the seated forward fold. Let's all practice it together. So all of you come into the seated position now. And then take your arms up in line with the ears, extend and stretch. Now exhale and fold forward, bringing your fingers into a 3-finger grip. Grip the big toe, bend the knees, fold forward. No problem if you can't go all the way down. It's all a learning process. Just breathe and be happy about where you are. 1, 2, keep that smile on your face going. 3, 4, you might be feeling this in your hamstrings, but hang in there. And 5. Now let's release. Inhale, take the arms up and completely drop them down. Alright, so that was our Paschimottanasana. We're now going to move towards the last 2 asanas of this class. These asanas are a little bit more challenging than the others that we did. They're known as Halasana and Matsyasana. So again, Gaurav will be demonstrating this for you first. Please feel free to do only as much as you can. And my advice would be remove any objects or obstacles that might be near your head, because this might hurt you while you practice. Once you have clear space behind your head, tuck your t-shirts in, getting ready for these particular asanas. And let's watch how Gaurav does this first. So your hands are going to be by the side of the body, legs together, heels and toes touching each other. Now as he inhales, he'll take the legs to 90 degrees. This is the simple version, right? So if you're not able to do the complete posture, please remember you will stay in this asana. There's no need to force your body. It's all a learning process. Only if you feel comfortable, you will start to peel your hips off and take your legs back. This way, bringing the heels and the knees close to the head, you'll drop the feet down onto the mat in complete halasana. Once you've done that, your hands will interlock at the bottom and you'll hold. Now I know this pose looks challenging, but Gaurav didn't achieve this in a day and neither will we. It'll take some time. So if you're able to do this, great. We'll hold here for 5 breaths, release and gently start to come back as you bring your back down vertebra by vertebra and release the legs onto the mat. Alright, so this is Halasana. If you're not comfortable, you stay in the 90-degree position. Now let's look at Matsyasana, or the fish pose. So here we're going to start to bring the legs together, take the hands underneath the buttocks, and we'll raise the head and chest up to look at the feet. Once you look to the feet, we will exhale and place the top of the head on the mat. And this really opens your chest out and allows you to breathe better. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. If you're not comfortable in this, please feel free to just lie flat instead of doing this. Now you'll come up, look at the feet, and then flatten yourself out onto the mat. Great. So I'm sure you're looking forward to practicing these asanas. Let's do them all together now as per our own capacities. Taking the legs up to 90 degrees. Remember, stay here if this is all you're comfortable with. Now take the legs back if you're comfortable. As you do so, you're supporting your back and hips. Remember that it takes some time. And interlock your hands at the bottom. And let's stay here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, come back and bring your spine onto the mat once again as you release your legs down and straighten. Now you'll do the counter pose to this asana, which is Matsyasana. So let's bring the legs together once again. Hands come underneath the buttocks. Now as you raise your head up, inhale and look at the toes. Exhale, place the top of the head on the mat. And now breathe here for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's gently release, look at the toes, and flatten the body out onto the mat. Release the hands out from under your body. That brings us to the end of our asana section. We're now going to move into everyone's favorite Shavasana. So let's practice this all together. We're just going to release the body and leave it loose as the legs are separated. Hands are a little away from the body, palms facing upwards. And now take a moment to really just start to close your eyes. Relax completely and withdraw from the physical exertion of the practice. As your eyes are closed, focus on the movement of your abdomen and your chest. If you want to improve how you feel, you can even place your arms on the abdomen and chest. You can place one arm on the abdomen, one arm on the chest, whatever you prefer. This is just to feel the movement of these regions. Sometimes we miss what's happening because we don't pay close attention. So feel the expansion in your chest and abdomen as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel the space lowering down in those regions. Try and see if you're breathing fully. Is your breath reaching the abdomen? What's happening in your chest while you do so? Keep the focus on this breath, on this movement of the breath. And now slowly and gently wriggle your toes. Feel that sensation on your chest and abdomen as you start to come back into the present moment. Now with same sense, gratitude and understanding, take your arms above your head now gently. Interlock the fingers, bring the legs together. As you inhale, stretch from the top and the bottom. And as you release, bring the hands down once again. Now gently turn over onto one side. You can place the hand under your head, bring the thighs closer to your chest, hugging the knees in, really taking that moment to yourself. Take one long and deep breath here. And then gently, when you're ready, push yourself off the mat and come into the sitting position. Once you've sat up, eyes are still closed as you breathe and allow the body to adjust into this position. Sit up tall, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back, hands in Gyan Mudra at the knees. And now we're going to together chant one Omkara with 3 Shantis. So for this, bring your palms together at the chest in a Namaste. Let's chant all together. Inhale now. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now gently rub the palms together, creating some heat or friction. And when you feel ready, you can place the palms on your eyelids, cupping them, providing them with some warmth. And gently release the arms in front of the chest. Look at the palms. And with a smile in your face, come all the way back. Alright, that was our Yoga for Beginners session today. I hope that you've been able to understand what yoga is all about. I know this might have been a short time frame, must have been a lot of information coming your way, but I just want to tell you that it gets easier over time. You just want to try and be consistent. If this was your first class, try and do one tomorrow or maybe day after, so that you get familiar with the asanas and you can move forward in your yoga journey. So I'd like to thank Gaurav for being with us today for demonstrating, and both of us would like to see you in the next session as well. Take care, keep smiling, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.